Good morning to everybody. First of all, I would like to thank Lithuania, especially Kęstutis, for organizing this event about European Digital Innovation Hubs. And yes, for the last 2.5 years, the European Commission and all member states have been working together very close in order to know how to select these European Digital Innovation Hubs and to understand the full process that we are involved. So yes, please, next slide. I would like to introduce you the Digital Innovation Hubs in the Digital Europe program. And here I would like to show you a quote from Ursula von der Leyen, our president in the European Commission, because this will help us to understand why we do all this. So yes, she quoted, it's to help businesses, big and small, to harness the full potential of AI. We will invest in a network of social digital innovation hubs and in centers of excellence for advanced research and education. Next, please. So, where do we stand today? European companies are not making the most of all the opportunities that digital has to offer. The use of digital solution by businesses remains uneven. So we want to see this difference and we want to try to work on them in order to help digitize all companies across Europe. You can see in this slide, for example, how if we see the size, for example, only 25% of SMEs compared to 62% of large companies are highly digitized. If we go, for example, to countries, we can see also differences of digitalization of businesses. It's highly uneven across different member states. I would like to mention, for example, Lithuania. I tried to copy your data from 2019. And you can see how Lithuania, from all companies, only 34.1% of their companies are highly digitized. Regarding the sector, only the 85.6% has been highly digitized in computer programming. But if we go to construction, only the 18.2% has been highly digitized. And if we compare the size of the companies, the 33% of SMEs are highly digitized, and the 61% of large companies are highly digitized. So we want to work on that. We want to help the SMEs to get more digitalization. Next, please. Here, I just want to show you an overview. How is Lithuania according to all European countries? Lithuania is the 8th, so it's one of the first ones. So here you can see how the enterprises with high levels of digital industry have been positioned in 2019. And you can see here. First one is Denmark, and Lithuania it's a little bit later. Okay, next, please. So, in order to help these companies that are not investing enough in digitalization, we want to create a network of DIHs to help them in their transformation. And how are we going to help them? We want that the DIHs will give services to the SMEs or to the public sector in order to help them digitize. And this transformation, the European Digital Innovation Hub will have to advise and to help SMEs with technologies or with any needs that the SMEs could have. Also, the Digital Innovation Hub will have to bring together the user needs and the suppliers So this way, we can build an ecosystem to help regions to work together. We see the Digital Innovation Hub, we will call it European Digital Innovation Hub, INDEP, as an orchestrator. We see it as epicenter in the digital ecosystem. So we expect, as I said, that these European Digital Innovation hubs provide technological expertise and experimentation facilities to enable the digital transformation of the industry and the public sector. You can see here, you've seen many times this small graph with the services that we expect that an EDI, we call it European Digital Innovation Hub, that an EDI gives to the SMEs. For example, we want to help them to experimenting and to piloting. This is what we call test before invest. They can go to the EDI, they can try, they can test, and then if they agree, if they like it, they can invest on that after trying. We want to help them in supporting to find investment. We want to be in the first place of the value chain. We want to be the first contact in the ecosystem to help them to go to the banks or to the investors to support these small companies. And we want also to give them some short-term trainings and allow them to get these advanced skills that many SMEs, they don't have it. And we want the hub to be there to teach, to help, to train the companies or the public sector to get to this skills level. And finally, of course, we want to work in the innovation ecosystem and in the networking. We want to build up a network from 160 to 240 hubs among all Europe. We want to spread among all Europe, in all Europe. So, the EDI should respond, of course, to the needs of the local economy. I mean, we want to give a digital transformation and we want to build on the strengths of the region. We do not need to start from scratch, but we want to build on what's already there, what's already functioning in the region, and we want to build on top of that. The typical participants that we have, we always talk about to have in the core of the hub a technical university, technology organizations, the ones that have the technical knowledge and the facilities to test the technologies that the SMEs may need. Of course, we expect a consortium. We expect there have to be a consortium. So we expect to have a collaboration among industry associations, clusters, enterprise Europe networks, accelerators and incubators, innovation agencies, or vocational training institutes. Next, please. So, since 2016, we all know the Horizon 2020 funding that we had and the work program that we are used to work with. But now, with DEP, we want to support on capacities. The next multi-financial framework, the MFF, is going to be from 2021 to 2027. But all that you know from Horizon 2020 will become Horizon Europe. So we will continue with the same initiatives, that's the plan that we know till now, like the I4MS initiatives for manufacturing SMEs and many others. That's from Horizon 2020 to Horizon Europe. But we have a new program, which is Digital Europe program. It's DEP, it's Digital Europe. And we want to support the facilities and the personnel of the European Digital Innovation Hubs to build capacity. And we want in Europe to diffuse digital innovations across SMEs and administrations. We will fund, and we will give one fund per hub. So the funding will go directly to the hub. And this grant can be used to buy equipment, facilities for testing, to hire personnel, but we want to help SMEs in their digital transformation. That's the most important. We do not fund the SMEs, but we fund the EDI, we fund the hub, in order to give services to the SMEs. Let me stress, please, that DEP wants to invest in capacity of the hub to deliver services, not buildings per se, but that's the main idea. Also very important, in this funding, we are going to have a co-funding. It's going to be co-funded, the EDI. We expect to have a 50% of funding from the member states. That will come from the member states, and the other 50% will come from Europe. I want to also say that with the European Regional Development Funds, can be inside the part of the member states. I mean, can also be used to fund the EDI in a national level. But the member state is the one that has to decide how to spend this money in there. Next slide, please. Okay, that's an overview of the Digital Europe program. I left you here the proposed amount of billions that we have asked from the Commission. The decision is not taken yet, but I would like to explain you our proposal. So, as we said, the Digital Europe program is a new program. It invests in digital capacities that Europe needs in its digital transformation. Let me explain you, for example, HPC, high performance computing, is going to be one of the pieces that we would like to invest. So we would like, for example, to acquire a few of the best supercomputers in the world, and all companies in Europe will be able to use them to better test and to better try new products or services with this high technology. Regarding, for example, artificial intelligence, when we mention artificial intelligence, please think in a broader sense, but we want that all companies in Europe can use what we want to build. We want to build public data spaces in order to train algorithms to make innovative products. We want to, for example, specialized facilities like hospitals of the future, where we can try new medical technologies and we can test our product, our technology, our robots over there. So, yes, next slide, please. As I said before, we are trying all actors to work together. An EDI will be a consortium of actors, but an EDI is not going to be alone in a network. We want a network of EDIs. This means that an EDI is going to work in the digital transformation. The EDI will be used to diffuse capacities to be used by all companies. And you can see here the specific objectives from our performance compute, digital intelligence, cybersecurity, advanced skills, and the capacity and interoperability. An EDI needs to have a knowledge, an expertise. They need to be aligned with the needs of the region. But sometimes the EDI may not have all the competences needed in the region by all the needs of the SMEs. We are proposing to have a program that will be called Train the Trainer, and the EDI will be able to go to other competence centers from other pillars to learn from them. All hubs will be trained in HPC, AI, skills, whatever they need or whatever the lack of knowledge they have. Then the local community will be able to use this knowledge that the hub has received. The EDI also will be able to network themselves with other EDIs. If an EDI has a knowledge, they can go to export this knowledge to another EDI or to import knowledge from another EDI. And to share expertise, we want to transfer knowledge, this technology, this knowledge, we want to learn from each other. We want that the know-how that is in one EDI can be spread. These good practices can be copied by another. So we want that the EDIs can become more quickly good. Because if an EDI in Europe has the knowledge, has the technology, and it's there, the know-how, we want to help this other EDI that doesn't have it. And here is when we start talking about the EU added value that I will come a little bit later. So, to support of this network, we are planning to create a digital transformator as accelerator. This is going to be a central node that this will be to animate the network. This will work on networking events for all EDIs, trainings, best practices for sharing, and the introduction of interactive maps for digital capacities. Here you can see I wrote you a few notes about what's capacity building, what do we expect, but I think I already all the points. Okay, next please. A specialization and focus of an EDI. We expect an EDI to be specialized and to select a focus. All the time we need to reflect on the needs of the local economy, on the economy of the region, the needs of the region. We need to focus on the smartest specialization strategy of the region. This way, based on existing strengths and addressing future needs of the local industry or public sector organization, we will select the specialization of our hub. I show you here a matrix. Think of a matrix. An EDI, we expect to have one of the key technologies that Digital Europe mentions, which are AI, HPC, or cybersecurity. But of course, the EDI at the same time can be specialized in other technologies, such as blockchain, advanced materials, robotics, simulations, photonics. At the same time, it's okay. And also, depending on the regions, you have different application areas or different sectors. But this has to be kind of a matrix to be blended that can be at the same time mixed. But what we expect is that the specialization or the focus of the hub, at least you select one of the key technologies, and we expect in the first year to have at least one AI per country. And Lithuania, we expect that the member state gives to Europe from 2 to 4 hubs as candidates. Okay, and next slide, please. In order to monitor the performance of the hub along all the funding, because we expect to fund it up to 7 years, and the Commission will monitor the performance with some indicators that we will define. Every 12 months or every 18 months, we will measure how the impact has been in the region, been working the hub. We will look into the numbers of businesses and public sector entities that the hub has helped. We will also look into the number of collaborations with other EDIs and other stakeholders outside the region, how often they have helped the companies, and also it's important to think of the digital maturity evolution of the entities that have been supported by the EDI. We will give some forms and everything will be easy to see the evolution. Next slide, please. I mentioned before the European added value. We want to complement incompetencies. So we won't export or import technology or expertise from one EDI to another. We want to mirror such successful setups and to copy them, to learn from the good ones. So DEP will invest in digital capacity building of the hub all the time to deliver services to the SMEs. At this very moment, the member states are going to propose some potential European digital innovation hubs. I understand, the Commission understands right now that the EU added value is not easy now to have a broader vision, but we will help you on that. I will explain you that in the next slide. But the idea is that you can start thinking on initial ideas, reserving budget, reserving resources, describe activities, and this will come from the trainer, the requests for special support to competence centers, and the Digital Transformation Accelerator will help you on that. Next slide, please. I'm showing you here the two-step selection process for EDIs. We call it two steps because the member state, once the European Commission launches the expression of interest, the member state is going to propose a candidate list. This has to be done through an open and competitive process. Then the Commission will take a Commission decision on this initial network, and we will launch a new call only to this candidate list. This will be then a restricted call only for the list that the member states submit to the Commission. Then the Commission, with the help of the member state, will evaluate these potential EDIs, and the ones that are above the threshold that the Commission expects, all the time balancing geographical, technological, and sectorial coverage, we will fund them, all the time endorsed by the member states. In the first year, depending on the budget that we have, we expect to fund around 100 hubs, that depends, and the next year, maybe 100 more, and then we will go for the rest. On the second and the third year, we will try to fill in the gaps that we have missed in this very first range of proposals. Next slide, please. Yeah. All these numbers that I gave you in the presentations are all provisional in names of budget because there's no agreement yet on the budget with the member states, the European Parliament, and the European Commission. Once we get the agreement, then all will be put in motion and we will start the process. In order to help you with the EU added value that I mentioned, we are planning to have an event. It will be a networking event in November. You will receive an invitation. we will invite all the potential European digital innovation hubs, all the hubs that have been in the candidate list of the member states. And there you'll be able to know each other, to know your expertises, to collaborate, to know from whom you would like to go and learn. And Europe wants to fund this. We want to fund you, Eddie, to go to another Eddie, from another country, to learn from them, to use their technology, to use the robot, in order to bring the knowledge back to your region, and the companies from your region can use this knowledge that you just got. This event is going to be in November, from 9 to 11 more or less. You'll receive the dates, and this will be in collaboration with Luxembourg, the organization. And yeah, we expect to have the candidate list of all member states at the end of October. The event will be in November, and then we expect to launch this restricted call from the Commission to all the potential European digital innovation hubs. Then you'll be able to improve your proposal, to improve your consortium, your ideas. So we'll leave you some time. Next, please. Yes, I didn't want to finish my presentation without letting you know what's the information that I've been giving you. It's all in a draft document. You can find it in these two links. Yeah, all the information from all Infodays and all we are working with member states, it's all in there. But please do not hesitate to send me an email or to the unit where I work. I will try to help you. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anna, for a very informative presentation. Before we continue, and we already have a couple of questions for you, I would like to also introduce your colleague, Matthias Quam, who is also a program officer at DG Connect, who will be helping us in answering the questions. So we have a couple of questions, and I'm not going to discriminate. I will present them in the order of appearance. Question number one is, over the recent period, have there been any changes in the EDIH selection schedule?
Well, maybe Matthias can help me here, but as far as I know...
Yes, well, if I look 1 year back, we intended to have this proposals list from the member states already in August, so there are slight changes, but from the way we want to do it, there are no changes, no.
Okay, so we are going to keep to the original, that the member countries are going to provide the selected hubs to you in the beginning of October. Is that correct?
Beginning is perfect. End of October would be the latest, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Another question is Smart Energy DIH is developing a cross-border Smart Energy Baltic DIH, which integrates the Baltic states and Poland. Is the Commission planning to separate call for the cross-border DIHs to the European cross-border DIH?
Anna, go.
Well, no, we expect to fund European digital innovation hubs. You can, of course, join forces with your neighbor countries if you want, but the Commission will fund the other 50% of what the member state funds, or the coalition of cross-border member state that you are talking. When we talk about cross-border, we also allow you to do macro regions that may be in only one country, they can be in two countries. I mean, we give you freedom in this sense. But yeah, we do not expect to have different calls. We see you the same way because every country, every member state can decide the extension of the EDI, the extension of the one region, many regions, a macro region. Maybe one state has only one hub for the whole region. So yeah, only one call. We see them the same way, no, Matthias?
Yes, yes. There won't be a specific call for cross-border hubs. They will be included in our regular call. Yes.
But cross-border DIG, do they expect to have some advantage with compared to other DIGs? Is that an advantage to be a cross-border DIG, or is just a mode of operation?
It's just a model of operation, I would say. Well, you can argue that the cross-border hub better addresses the economic structure in a region or a cross-border region, that this is a clear advantage in addressing this economy, local economy, yes. But there is no specific evaluation criteria on that gives you an extra advantage, no.
Thank you very much. As we do not have any more questions, I would like to thank you, Anna and Matthias, for the support and for the information provided. And we hope that this support continues in the future also. Thank you very, very much.